Quick little video this week. Didn't get a whole lot of trapping in, but there's some couple of pictures here, maybe one quick little video of buddy trapper of mine in from Region 2 who rolled his truck. Made for a bad morning for him, but all's well that ends well. Young Brandon ended up driving away and didn't need much for repairs, to be honest with you. So a couple new sets on the trap line, dropped a bunch of bait, and then we're going to go over what my plan is for the next, well, however long it takes to get a cabin built. So stick around and fill you in on what's going on. But you didn't see that happening today, an hour ago. Awesome. She's puffing a little blue, but she's puffing. Time to start a new video. When I say we, I'm talking about me and the brown dog. Just got back from, dropped off that cougar hide to the conservation office along with that fisher that we caught back just over a week ago. And it was hard to give that fisher up. Man, that's a beautiful little creature. Oh, drives me insane that I got to give it away, but oh well. So cougars aren't a fur-bearing animal, and we're not allowed to keep the hides so that we don't profit off them, I guess, as trappers. And we got to turn those in, which I just did, and had a bit of a scare this morning. It was kind of funny. I was just left the house and loaded up, and I figured I'd give the conservation office a quick call and let them know I was coming in. And so in order to do that, I went to get ready and looked at my wallet. I don't have my trapper's license with me, and it's a paper. They issue it by email, but you're supposed to print it off and sign it and have it with you, along with every other tag that you have, and for hunting, and your gun license. And oh well, part of living in Canada, part of living in BC. It's what we got to go through. You keep a file folder with you at all times with all the stuff you need to be outdoors doing anything. But I looked, and I actually pulled out my trapping license, opened it up, and it was not the trapping license that's valid for right now. It expired in 2024 back June. And so I hit the panic button, like, oh no, I'm sure I've got a valid trapping license, obviously. And I couldn't remember when I got it. A panic, turn around, run home, fire the computer up, look at the computer, and of course, I've got one that's good until 2029, but I received it a year ago, and I guess I just never printed it off, which I should have done. Or if I did, I've got it in the truck somewhere or something. But anyway, print that one back off, and run down, drop off the cougar. Like I said, cougars aren't a fur bearer, so we can't keep them, and the fishers are they're kind of under investigation right now on whether they should be endangered or not. There was a study that came out by a bullshit fucking biologist with a pile of information that's incorrect, and you know, you basically got fishers shut down in BC because of a small sample of an area that he studied a bunch of years ago. And so the British Columbia Trappers Association is actually pouring a bunch of resources into that right now, and there's a gentleman by the name of Olaf Langelar who is just put a ton of hours into research and study and collecting information, and he's got a mat on. He's getting her done. But we'll go out today. Hopefully no more fishers this year. go out today. I met a good buddy of mine, Tyler, in Kamloops there while I was at the conservation office, and he dropped me a couple of fresh beaver carcasses that he's just got skinned out. Woo, beautiful, love them. So I'll get those hanging for cats, or maybe throw one in the wolf set, open it up. And I got the cougar carcass I'm going to dump back into the wolf set, and we'll go from there. Doesn't look like we got any more snow than we had last time I was there, so we should be okay without a snow machine, but sure wish we get some snow. Anyway, we'll I'll get a little more footage today as we get closer to the trap line. I got a couple hours of driving to get there yet, and then we got a New Year's Eve this evening. I don't do much on New Year's. I like to stay home and open the doors and windows. It's kind of a superstition I have. It's too bad for Miss Miranda, because I'm sure she'd like to go out, which she's more than welcome to do, but she likes to hang around with me, boring old guy, on New Year's. So happy New Year's, everybody, again, and hope everybody's doing well. I'll turn you back on once we get on the trap line. I forgot my wire cutters. I may as well grab those. I'm at the snare station here. Look at this. I can't believe it. Looks like we've got another 3 or 4 inches of snow here. Look at that beautiful tree. Golly, that's pretty. I don't know why, I just love it when the snow's in the trees. So we're gonna go around all the way around through here. That's where the snares are, of course. Yeah, I've shown it before, but we'll go around and check the snares, and hopefully there's something in them. Well, I've checked all the snares, and same thing. It's they're just coming in around the perimeter. There's one that came in over on the north side, one that came over on the south side, and they're just not committing. So I don't know, maybe not stinky enough. Maybe the bait's pretty much gone. Thank you, birds. But anyway, we'll drop a little more bait, including what I got here. So bringing in the cougar, beaver tail. I've got a bunch of scrap. That's a chunk of bacon that went bad in somebody's freezer they gave to me. A bunch of scrap from cutting up deer this year. Last bucket of that. I got one more stink pail, but I haven't brought that out this trip. But this little calf sleigh, if you guys aren't using these, get one. Best $75 I've ever spent, and just phenomenal. You can drag anything anywhere, pretty much, and they float. So I tow them behind the kayak when I'm doing sets in the water. So we'll move to the cat boxes. As long as we can get around, we'll check them. Well, it's finally here. Feels like, anyway, winter. Woohoo! Look what I got. Oh yeah, golly, it feels good getting the sled out. So we're back up on the trap line today. It's only been 4 days since we checked, but I've got quite a schedule coming up flying. So we're gonna go check the snares while we're here. Go look at some cat sets, maybe rebait where we have to, and just happy that winter's here. This is gorgeous. I mean, snow in the trees. That's what winter's supposed to look like. Ooh. Beautiful. Okay, here we go. Well, it's just getting dark. I don't want to be a vampire tonight. I got Brown Dog waiting on the snow machine there for me. Hi, pup. Okay, so I just threw in a quick and dirty cubby here. 4 snares. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 snares. Nothing on this side. Everything's on the other side. Just kind of close this in. I'll work on it a little bit more next time I get here. Beaver hanging in the middle. Wouldn't doubt if they jumped over it, but I can't do anything about that right now. I'm running behind. Just wanted to get one more set. There's a lynx and a bobcat that walked out on this little trail where my snow machine is. So I set it, and we'll see. A couple of snares here and there. It's a quick and dirty one, but we'll see how it goes. Well, I was just about to go outside and probably start building some boxes today. It's a home day. I'd rather be up trapping, but I got to be flying in the morning. So, and you know what I've been doing? I've been stalling, putting off where this fucking cabin's gonna go on the trap line, and sort of mapping out things. And it's a little bit hard to, maybe I'll just show you real quick what I got going on. It's just goofy. I don't know if anyone's gonna be able to see any of this, but that's the trap line. Basically, I've sort of mapped it out here. This is the trap line. Let's say it's probably 30K, maybe a little more, 35K across, 30K up north to south, and at the widest point. Here's where I've got the wolf station right now in this area. These are roads that I've set, and then this is a road that I normally set that I didn't set this year. Talking with the previous owner, this is the road where he got 99% of all of his critters. So as I said before, I'm sort of trapping really light this year because I'm taking the rest of my flying lessons, getting another plane, I guess, and getting that all established so that I can fly in and out of, well, for hunting and for trapping. Mostly on skis, I guess, for trapping, but it'd be nice to be able to land on water as well. I do have a bunch of lakes on the trap line that I can use for getting a plane in and out of, but most of them, well, not most of them, but the decent ones that still have trees, because there's a burn on part of my trap line, the ones that still have trees, generally speaking, they're inhabited already, and I want to stay away from that, of course. I've got a bunch of different options. I mean, I could leave big wheels on it, on a plane. I'd get a plane with big wheels, the Alaska bush wheels, the Tundra tires, and just put a small strip in that I can get in and out of on decent days. Possibly just use the road that exists where the burn is, maybe, just for getting in and out, a little more remote. I could put skis on it, get into quite a bit of different areas with the skis, or leave it on floats, which it's not that appealing because you're so limited in where I live here in BC. Anywhere north of, say, Kamloops, you lower central BC, anything north, the top 2/3 of the province, it becomes really difficult to access fuel, and just everything becomes a chore at that point. Although I want the option of having floats obviously for hunting season, and go off to the coast and go fishing, and that'd be kind of fun. A little camping with the plane. Yeah, so throwing around the idea, big wheels and skis are probably the most beneficial for me. We'll just go from there. I'm actually starting to look at little super cruisers, Piper super cruisers, built in the 40s, late 40s, early 50s. You put quite a bit of weight in a super cruiser, depending on the engine, of course. That's where I'm leaning right now. The only ones I can find for sale are in the States. Pretty popular plane up in Alaska. It's basically a 3-seater Super Cub. It's a PA-12. I think that's the direction I'm going to go. I've also still got this Bushmaster, which I might be working on, but it's on floats. It has skis available, and I could put it on big wheels, I guess. We'll see. The owner of that plane, he's in a tough position. He's medicaling out. He can't fly any longer. His family won't let him fly. The doctor won't give him his medical. Poor guy's been flying his whole life, and he's over 80 years old now, and has his plane at his house. Lives on a little lake, or quite a big lake in central BC in the Okanagan here, and it's too bad. It's heartbreaking. But I guess it sort of happens to all of us. I don't know if I should go through all this or if anyone really cares, but I did have some questions about why I'm not building the cabin. And the biggest reason is I don't know where to put the cabin. I'm really struggling. There's a spot here beside a little lake. I've actually marked this little lake here. And there's an X for where the cabin, that's a really nice spot that's not visible from these roads. It's hard access to get in for the last, say, 500 meters or so. So to anyone from the States, it's meters and yards are similar. They're not exactly the same, but they are similar. There's a spot up here that is, there's no water around, no access, and Miss Miranda really hates that idea. So, but it's a great spot. Nobody will ever get into it. Easy access for a vehicle. There's behind a fence, a gated fence. There's also a small little lake right here that I could push into with a snow machine. I couldn't land on it. I can't land anywhere near it. This whole side of the trap line, this road right here is the road that, like I said, the old owner he used to trap this almost exclusively. And all these lakes are accessible, and there's some good landing areas in here off roads that I could utilize. It would change the way I trap this trap line, but again, this year I'm trapping pretty light. This down here has all been burned out and up into here. This sort of shade, a little bit bigger than that, but that's all pretty much burned. There's a little bit going up into here. So this here is deep, dark, foresty stuff with some burn as well. Little bits of burn. This is kind of all old forest. I just ruined my map, but that's fine. And all this is lakes up through here. One lake after another, after another, after another, after another. So struggling on where to put the cabin, just because if I have a big wheel plane, it's easy to access, but no sense in being by water. If I'm on skis, I can be by water. If I'm by water, generally speaking, there's easier access for other people to get into and goof around, mess up the cabin when I'm not there. Or, not everybody's fantastic in this world, so you got to kind of watch out for losers that go in and destroy stuff or burn it down, or just, who knows, take a big dump on the kitchen table or dining room table. I don't foresee that happening, I hope, but you never know. And I think I'm going to end up putting the cabin close to where the first place that I marked on that map, beside that little lake, or close to that little lake. It's easy access going in, and then I can access the whole trapping area, whether it be where the old owner trapped or where I've been trapping, or a combination of both, of course, eventually. When I have more time and I'm not doing so much flying, but I know Miss Miranda would like it by a lake, have a little bit of a view out the front door when she's going to be with me. And maybe what I'll do is on my next trip up, I'll take you into that area and make a little video. I think I might have made a video last year of that area. If I can find it, I'll dig it out. So this is kind of the area here, looking back at the highway, or the main road, I guess. It's right there. And over at Duchess, running away from me over there. So it'd sort of be the area, somewhere in around here. Got these little lakes, ponds, puddles, but it's nice. And yeah, if anyone has any questions or any advice after they've built a cabin under the trapline regulations, I'm definitely open to hear. I'd love to hear from anybody who's got some information, do's, don'ts, helpful information. I know it's going to be a long process once I get the application in, but I'm sort of leaning towards throwing this application in today. And this little lake is probably big enough, or the area is big enough to get a plane in, a little plane on skis with some stall performance, short takeoff landing performance. And it's just a nice little area. It's wide open. Gets a lot of. I've had the wolves down there. It's close to where I'm set for wolves now, within 5K. It seems like it's such a struggle. Like, do I just go bite the bullet and put a permit in for the cabin and try to pull a permit for that cabin, put a cabin in, and hope that it doesn't get destroyed by other people, or do I try to find a much more remote location with a goat trail in that nobody will ever get into, or do I put it completely off the trail system? I don't know. I think that probably the right thing to do is put on this little lake, plan on building a smaller cabin so that I can always gut it and rebuild the inside if somebody gets into it and goofs around. Go from there. If it doesn't work out, I can always apply for another cabin somewhere else on the line. Spend another decade trying to get that sorted. But anyway, I think that's what I'm going to do. I've talked myself into it while making this video. I like to put together plans for trapping. I know you guys have been some of you guys have been following me around for a while now, and I've been saying, stick around. We're going to be building cabins, new trap line, got a plane coming, blah blah blah. I didn't expect the first plane to crash. I certainly didn't expect to take more than a year to get my license. Some serious struggles. I've got a 172 out in Kelowna that I own, and it just seemed like February, March, April, May, June last year, I put hours into that plane where we take it up. There'd be something go wrong with it, whether a circuit breaker popped or generator light would come on or something wasn't working, transponder, radio, tiny little things. And it's just from the plane not flying for basically 10 months before I owned the plane. Just little tiny things, but they all cost money and they're just a pain in the ass. And that's also 2.5 hours away from where I live. So, you dedicate a couple of days to go hopefully get your instructor together, get the plane ready to go from the last time it had a problem, fire it up, do your run up, get it off the ground, have a problem, put it back on the ground, take it to maintenance. Maintenance tells you it's going to be a couple days. Drive all the way home, wait a couple of days, and then repeat the process. Probably, it was frustrating, at least 10 times in a row, where we just got built. I built no hours. I didn't get a circuit in even, So finally I just packed that in, decided, okay, enough. I am going to fly out of Kamloops, which is close to home. It's only an hour from home, to basically from my door to get to Kamloops, to get to the airport, and I'm taking the covers off the plane. It's with a flight school, so I'm using their plane. It's quite a bit more money. Well, I guess not if you consider buying the plane to fly in Kelowna, but hourly it's a lot more money. It's been a pretty expensive process, but having a hell of a lot of fun. I'll post a little video where I am in the process right now. I'm soloing, of course, and just about finished up getting my regular license. And then I need float endorsement. I still need over the top. I'm not going to go for IFR right now, but I will eventually get IFR. I need tail wheel endorsement, and who knows? Probably a night rating, just in case in the wintertime, weather can get real crappy. So if I get IFR and a night rating, I can take off from a lake when, say, the wind's blowing all day long. But generally speaking, in the interior, the winds die off at night, and I can basically get anywhere I need to get. So a night rating would be nice. IFR would be nice, and build hours on floats, build hours on tail wheel, and go from there. That's about it. It's going to be a short little video this week. I've got a couple of checks. I'm getting squirrels and weasels. That's about it, though. I'm not getting. I've put a few more sets in. I'll show you that one extra set I think I've shown it already on the video. That I had a bobcat and a lynx walk right past on a little trail there, and put that set in, and I think I'll be able to head up there. Well, it depends how the weather is this week, but in a day or two I'll head up and do a check and take you with me, but that'll be another video. So hope everyone's doing really well out there. That kind of brings everybody up to date on what my plans are for the next few years. When I finally get the permit, I will I'll go in there and probably, I don't know, I'll probably just build something like I've got plans for a 16 by 24 cabin. I think it was 16 by 24. It's the maximum interior square footage you're allowed. But I think I might go a little bit smaller for the first cabin. I can always build onto it. I think I might just go maybe even 16 by 16 type thing with a loft for sleeping. And my main thing is just a nice warm place to go and relax in the evening. Oh, that's the other thing, is where I put the cabin. There's a few spots on the trap line where I've got cell phone service. That's really nice for security. I can put up cell phone security cameras. Where you get a text message when somebody goes into the cabin, or and I'm not against guys using the cabin. Of course, that's I would actually like some people to use the cabin, respectfully, of course. But it'd be nice to know it's getting used, and you always end up with a few mice here and there, or weasels getting into your cabin. So it'd be nice if people went up and, when I'm not using it, clean up the mouse traps and chop some firewood maybe. Any maintenance that'll be over the years that'll need to be done. So hopefully there'll be guys that use it for hunting and whatnot, and maybe some of you guys. But cell phone service might be important. I know it'll sure be a lot easier for Miss Miranda to spend some time up there if we're socked in for weather and she doesn't want to ride around on the snow machine. Well, she can talk with her sisters or her other boyfriends. Who knows? That's about it. I'm gonna sign this one off, and hope everyone's doing really well. It's the new year, 2025, and looking forward to what's coming up. Building a cabin, maybe in the next year or two, depending on, who knows. Everything's been really lucky so far. I got the transfer. Usually takes over a year to get a trapline transfer. Took 3 months. My license, guys are complaining that it takes 9 months to get their license. I got my license in, I think it was 2 weeks. The turnaround was phenomenal. And there's no special treatment or anything. I think it's just luck of the draw. So carry on. Hopefully, cross your fingers. Let's hope for some cats, and let's hope for a trap line cabin permit that goes through here in the next 20 minutes. Take care, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.